So just to let you know, I've had 6 officers break into my home with 2 British
There's only
gas
4
men.
of us. There's not 6.
There's 4 police officers and 2 men who claim to be from British Gas who refuse to give their identity.
You've got one of their ID badges.
The police are actually assisting them in illegal operations. It is illegal to break into somebody's home unless it is in order to save somebody who's not in safety. So they've broken every rule in the book. I've got all of their names and their numbers. This police officer in particular has accused me of, what was the word she used, assaulting her, because my elbow touched her shoulder.
No, it was actually the top of my head.
Oh, the top of your head. Oh, I'm so sorry. When I leaned over in my own house to see how many people had barged into my home. She's rather gobby, this one. And this man here is refusing to give his name or his ID, which is also illegal, and he's the one that came to me this morning, refusing to give any identification. And his accomplice is under the stairs putting in meters, again, all completely unlawful. They have refused to show a warranty with wet ink. They tried showing it and reading it from a little iPhone, which is, again, unlawful, because there is no such thing as a legal contract or one of those, what's it called, Mandy? When they try and break into your home.
Get the common law book.
What's it called?
Consult it.
Take your pettiness and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. Okay?
Yes, darling. Thank you for the advice. I needed that.
Good.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Because knowing I actually think is paramount to most human beings.
Indeed, I'm quite worried.
Good. And there's, for a man who's standing there trying to intimidate a woman by his snide remarks isn't going to work, I'm afraid.
I'm replying to you as good as I
You
get.
did not reply to me. You actually made a statement.
You need to consult common law. I understand that. You need to consult the common law.
No, you told me to get my common law book out in a snide way. I'm not stupid. I'm not an imbecile. And I do not want to be intimidated by somebody or the likes of a man who can't even provide his ID.
6119, again, I've given you my ID number. So
I want your name, not your ID number.
No, I need to give you my ID number.
You're refusing to give your name, and the police have all allowed you to break into my home, and we don't even have a name. You've got sunglasses on earlier and a mask over your face, and no name. No name. I'm not assaulting you. My hand accidentally touched your bun.
And excuse me, police officer, can you please ask this man to stop trying to escalate the situation and actually make it worse than it is? Because I think that's your responsibility to keep the peace in this house.
Yeah, the peace,
So
the peace is being kept, isn't it?
So can
no
you
one's
please
been
ask-
assaulted. No, there's no damage being done.
Well, I am assaulting your woman, apparently. This police officer keeps accusing me of assaulting her.
Man, while he's in this house, to keep his mouth shut.
If you guys do the same, then there'll be no issue.
This is my home. Just a reminder, this is my home. And I have every right to kick the lot of you out, quite frankly. But given the fact that I'm assaulting her by touching her bun, I guess that if I try and get you out, you will assault me times 6 people. So I am not going to attempt my right to kick you out of my home right now. And that includes Mr. No Name. Will I be accused of assault if I try and push the man with the mask out of my home? Because I don't allow masked idiots into my home.
Well, yeah, because I'm a warrant officer with a warrant.
You're not a warrant officer because you haven't shown me a warrant. You haven't shown me any signed paper with wet ink. You got this woman to read from an iPhone a warrant that was not the full name and it was not in wet ink. So it was not a warrant. Thank you very much.
2022 wet warrants.
What's your name?
6119.
What's your name?
6119.
Doesn't that
Liz, don't waste your breath on him.
Doesn't that
Honestly,
just
don't
give
waste
you-
your breath on him.
doesn't
Really?
that just give you a little inkling as to
Don't waste your breath on him.
yeah. So the no-named man And the police officer that I keep assaulting because she's short and I keep accidentally touching her bum. No one in that corner. Can I get into my hallway, please? Or are you going to prevent me from going into my own hallway, officer?
If we think it's going to be a breach of the peace, then yeah.
What, you're going to accuse me from breaching the peace in my own home when you've broken into my home? You think I'm going to breach the peace in my own home? I showed you earlier what I'm capable of doing with my voice and my energy, because this is my home. This is my home that you have broken into. And you're laughing. You are laughing because you have broken into my home.
No need to shout in my ear.
No need to shout. Get out my home now.
I won't be getting out of your home.
Right, can I get out of my... Can you get out of my way, please?
Where would you like to go?
I would like to stand in the middle of the circle and show the world that you are breaking the law by being in my home from Mr. No Name, who has no name, who thinks he's got an illegal warrant that hasn't been written in ink. You can't produce a piece of paper. The warrant in itself is null and void. I'm a living woman, and that in itself is illegal. Go back to your director or your sergeant or whoever it is and explain to him that you're all breaking the law. They're aware of the situation, so they should know better then. Have they not read up on this matter? Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Are you going to hold me prisoner in my kitchen?
You can go out into your living room, can't you?
I beg your pardon?
You could go out into your living room.
Why do I want to go in my living room?
Well, why do you want to come into the hallway?
They've broken... This is not for real. They've broken into my home and asked me why I want to go into my hallway. Yeah, me too.
I can't. They've cut everything
Oh,
off.
is it? Oh.
I was just about to put the kettle on.
Excuse me, can I walk through, please? My own hall.
Can I put my head back? Excuse me. How much longer before we can have a cup of tea?
You guys got a cup of tea now or not?
No, there's no electricity, lovely.
Oh,
Oh, can't tell you.
Is there gas?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Who wants a cup of tea?
Melt one sugar, please.
Do you
No.
seriously want a cup of tea?
No, I'm not playing, Mandy. I'm not playing. No.
No?
No, I'm not playing. No.
Don't worry about this.
No. No. Can I get through, please?
No, because they're doing work.
Can I
To
get
let
through,
you
please?
You may prevent them from doing their work. So
Can I get
stop
through,
you as
please?
Part of the breach of the peace. You can go into the living room. You can go into the kitchen.
That's not my living room, all right?
That's not your living room.
No,
Is that not
That's not my living room. Can
is
I
that
go?
then?
It's none of your business what that is.
Conversation. I'm just
No, I'm not having a conversation. I'm not happy about this, okay? I'm meant to be with a client now, an elderly lady who I'm meant to be with, and instead I've got 6 people barging into my home, breaking my door down, changing the meters unlawfully.
The door was not damaged. My locksmith unlocked it professionally.
So you broke it into my property professionally.
No, actually used a slip, so it didn't manufacture a lock. Used a slip.
So you've made entry without my permission. That is unlawful. Do you not know that that is unlawful, guys?
Not with the warrant, it's not.
You haven't given me a legal warrant. You haven't given me a legal warrant. A warrant is meant to be on a piece of paper with wetting from the judge, and you haven't done that. The cat, shut the door, shut the door.
Gone upstairs.
Shut the door, please. There's a kitten that's not allowed out. Would you shut the door?
Can I go and get my kitten, please? Excuse me.
Would you shut the door?
Oh yeah, we'll bring the kitten through.
Yeah.
You're ready to get through.
Don't want to distress her. She hasn't done anything wrong.
There you go.
Thank you.
What's the cat's name?
This is Peony.
Peony. Lovely.
Come to the dark now.
I think we can open the door now.
Is it alright for the doors to be open?
Yeah.
Oh, she's safe, is she?
She's safe. Yeah, the cake's in there. Yeah.
Sorry, how long is this going to take, please?
We're not sure yet.
Oh, has anybody
No,
got something as a
Sorry?
lighter? Because the pickle isn't working.
Oh, there's
There's
a
no
gentleman coming
electricity.
from upstairs.
I've just paid a lot of money to have all my electric and gas pass
Is he coming down?
the electric and gas tests.
You're just gonna have to say
Who's going to pay? Bit of an overkill is an understatement, Chris. It's an understatement, Gary.
Useful? Not.
Have a good one. Oh, wrong one. How long is this going to take?
So an hour and a half.
An hour and a half of the police time.
We need to provide all of the wine.
Unlawful. Completely and totally unlawful.
Right, I'm going through there. If she escapes, could you please?
Just keep your door shut.
I will try,
Yeah.
but she is a bit of an escapee.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got
Yeah, he
to
does do a
paperwork.
statement.
So, if anyone's jumped onto this, I've got 4 police officers here and 2 men from British Gas. Unlawfully entered my property, and Mr. Excuse me, would you stop taking up my hallway, because I'm going to get really irritated with you in a minute. Could you get out of the way, please, so I can move in my own home?
You can move behind me, but you're not.
Do not tell me I can move behind me. Do you understand me? Would you please move out of my hallway? I am trying to walk through my home. And Mr. No Name here,
At the moment, no.
who is refusing to give his name. So there's no police on the streets. Would you stop leaning into me? Every time I try and move, you're leaning your body into me. Would you stop it? Or I will arrest you, citizen's arrest for abuse. Could you move out the way so I can walk
No.
through? Why not?
Because we've already told you we're here to prevent the breach of peace. If you go past me, there's going to
Breach
be
the
breach
what
of peace.
peace? What peace?
You're
The
gonna let
peace
the
that
cat out
you've
the door.
walked into my house and broken the door in to get into my property.
We haven't.
You have entered my property without permission. That in itself is unlawful. The lot of you are breaking the law. The lot of you are breaking the law. And don't worry, this will be dealt with in the right hands.
Is it on Facebook? Is that Facebook, is it? It's going on Facebook. Right.
Yeah, great. Ah, great. Ah. She got 4 police and 2 gasmen walk through her door without permission and change her meters without her permission, unlawfully. Ah, thank God for Facebook, hey?
Have you told Facebook that you've been bypassing the electricity and abstracting?
Oh,
the
yes, I
electricity?
have, and I've got it all recorded on YouTube as well. You can go onto my YouTube channel.
Are you famous?
All of it. No, I'm not famous, but you are, sweetheart.
Right,
Especially
so
your
those-
bun that I've been, what is it you said I've been doing? Molesting you or something?
Those words don't come out of my mouth. I said you assaulted me. When
Assaulted you. I assaulted your
No,
bun.
no, when you
Ooh, this is the girl that's got the bun that I've been assaulting.
You wouldn't like it if I grabbed hold of your hair, would you?
I did not grab hold of your hair. It's all on video, sweetheart.
Quiet. No one wants to hear you anymore.
Gee, get out of my house.
No.
Get out of my house. Get out of my house now. I have every right to push the lot of you out of my home. I am in my legal right to use the same force that you would use to get you out of my home. In fact, I'm in my right to get a milk bottle full of milk and throw it at you.
If you do that,
Did you know
you'll be
that?
Arrested, okay.
How old are you? 12?
Old enough to be in the job. Yeah, 1,500. Okay.
Yeah, corporate bullies. Yeah, the sad thing is, guys, that these police don't know the law, and they look. To be fair, they don't look much more than 16. and they don't actually know the law. And hopefully, when they do realise the law, they will remember today, because I doubt many people in St Albans have actually done this, so they probably haven't got much experience in dealing with the law, the real law, and they don't realise they're breaking the law. No, they don't know the law. They don't know the law at all. They're breaching their oaths right now, right in my hallway. You guys are breaching your oaths and you don't even realise it.
Or maybe they do.
Well,
Or maybe they do realise it.
well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, it makes you wonder.
I wouldn't like to make an assumption that they don't know that they've got
Well, I think, if I would imagine, I mean, I've always been a big fan of the police working in their integrity. Yeah, I think they're just very young and ignorant, unfortunately. And can you believe it, guys, to top it off, this is the man that gets moved more than anyone. The man that actually tried to gain access to my home is refusing to give his name. I mean, you can't get much more unlawful than that. He's got a great big face covering so you can't see who he is. And he won't give his name. And the police let him in. They let him break into my home. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Has he got any moles or anything where we can identify him when he gets into trouble and tries to do a runner?
Abstraction of electricity right here. You want to show your Facebook followers that? You were abstracting electricity by removing our meter?
That's my meter. It's not your meter, darling. No, you're an agent. I have never signed a contract with British Gas. I wasn't even with British Gas. I've spoken to the CEO. I've got all the documentation. I've got all the videos. I've spoken. I've even had an apology from British Gas. I've asked British Gas. British Gas called me to see if my complaint had been dealt with. I said it wasn't even a complaint. So don't try your smart-ass tactics on me, matey.
They're kind of working because my engineer's fitting a meter right now.
I know your engineers are putting a meter in right now, and I hope you're going to supply the safety certification that is required to go with
He'll
it.
do everything that he's required to do.
And you know I'm going to pull it all out, don't you?
You're live streaming on Facebook right now, so yeah, no, that's absolutely fine.
You're a bit obsessed with by that, aren't you? Is it a problem for you?
No, not really.
No?
No.
What's your name then?
Really?
What's your name?
1619.
1619. Could you
1619.
stop pushing into me? You're assaulting me, police officer. You're assaulting me. Would you stop pushing me? Please. I'm in my own home. Well, you called it a push when I touched you.
No,
Well, you
I said
touched
you hit
me.
me on the head.
I hit you on the head. Hit her on the head. Oh, she's only about 4 foot. I was leaning my arm to take a camera. I got accused of attacking her or assaulting her. Apparently, the word assault has changed from when I was 16.
I mean, assault's always been the same, hasn't it?
When I was 16, darling, an assault wasn't touching somebody on the head.
The offences against personnel was made in 1861, so therefore, obviously it's going to have been the same when you...
Sorry, in 1861 we didn't have mobile phones and get evidence of what was actually going on. So let's
Well,
just...
now you're recording all the evidence for us, aren't
That's
you?
right. I'm recording all the evidence. Absolutely, absolutely.
Assault you're referring to is an act which is, you know, it's over 100 years old.
Well, I'm glad you know some of the acts, darling, but you don't know the important ones, because the important act is that you're criminally breaking the law right now. You have allowed somebody to break into my home unlawfully. You are not allowed to give a warrant or serve a warrant to somebody to break into their home unless somebody is in danger. Okay, so you have personally broken the law, and you will be liable for the consequences of this break-in. I have had 6 people intimidating me this morning, barging into my home, not letting me walk out of my kitchen for the last hour now, okay? And you will be liable for this break of the law. Do you understand? Do you understand what I said? Are you working under oath?
Of course I am.
You are working under oath. Then why did you allow this to be committed, this crime to be committed?
It's a lawful act.
This is a